Do work harder, Mr. Vikram. Mr. Alex Yam.
Mr. Speaker, on the contrary, my wife and I were blessed to welcome our third new addition to our family in December. So apart from sleep deprivation that has once again visited upon my house, longer nights, messier clothes, and a much rowdier house, I must say that with all honesty, having our three boys has made our love stronger, our home happier, our troubles forgotten, and our futures so much more worth living and fighting for. So congratulations are in order to Mr. Henry Kwek in advance. Indeed, parenthood is not just a diaper-changing experience. It is a life-changing one. You learn how sacred and special it is to have given life, to have in your responsibility the care of a new life that's not just part of your life, but quite literally part of you. So parenthood should not be scary or difficult. Yes, admittedly, your life changes. It is no longer yours alone, as your vocation becomes one of a steward of a precious life. Things change, sometimes dramatically so. Yet despite all the joys of extolling the wonders of parenting, our TFR continues to be low in Singapore. That said, this is not one of those uniquely Singapore problems. TFR has been in decline worldwide for the last 50 years. So the question is, has joy gone out from parenthood, or is there just too much pressure in society? If we look at the Department of Statistics numbers, it's clear that a larger cohort of young Singaporeans will be entering their peak marriage and childbearing ages in the next decade. The question that some would definitely ask will center around what further support or money will the government be able to provide to encourage Singaporeans to marry earlier and to help build stronger families for Singapore's continued survival? Let us be honest, the government has provided lots of practical assistance, which I don't have to repeat. With all the grants and support extended to young Singaporeans, this ought to be the best time to have children. But are these measures enough? I think what is glaring in the conversation, not just in Singapore, but in many other countries facing low TFR, is just how overtly nationalistic and wider society demands there are to justify families having more children. In Russia, they launched a Give Birth to a Patriot scheme. In Taiwan, politicians refer to low TFR as a threat to national security. Even in Denmark, a government-sponsored ad campaign went even further by simply asking Danes to, forgive me if I pronounce this wrongly, Nord for Denmark, which I will not attempt to translate for fear of the Honourable Speaker's censure. The country's survival, economic growth, national duty, patriotic mission, all big words, important, but missing in all these campaigns is that most important of which, the love that parenthood truly brings, the importance of marriage, the joy of family life. How do we encourage fruitful marriages without relying on focus on national needs? How do we emphasize the joy of family without the need to refer to tax burdens and incentives? Those are perhaps critical questions for us. How do we therefore support young Singaporeans in their very personal parenthood journeys without being too intrusive? How do we build a city, a culture that will both value the career aspirations of the young and yet have a strong support network for parenthood and family life? Can we also reduce the unequalness of our grants and schemes that segregate mothers between those who are working and those who are not? This discriminates between both groups who are equally noble in their duty as mothers. Can we do more for adoption and thus perhaps reduce abortion rates? But most of all, apart from the policies we have in place, which are useful nonetheless, how do we let young couples know that despite the sacrifices involved in parenthood, our society, our country, our government recognizes and supports it?